Hello. Late night. We are recording this at 10:03 p.m. Eastern, so it's late.
Like,
Um,
and there might be some loopiness.
yeah, so don't expect high energy and expect probably a few misreadings in part 2 of episode 2, I believe.
But you'll get our best.
We'll try.
You'll get our best. Our 10
Yeah,
p.m. best.
10 p.m. So, we ended off on the NFL Tuesday, I believe. Monday.
Yes, we ended off with who needs to panic versus who needs to just keep playing. That was the last segment that we
Okay.
did.
And then, of course, Monday Night Football, JJ McCarthy went off and against Chicago, so I'll probably do a quick panic or play for them. Both of them should honestly just play. That's all I got right now. And currently, the Packers are killing the Commanders 14-3 on Prime Video. So yeah, Packers probably looking like legit contenders. Just keep playing, and Commanders just keep playing. Whatever I said for them in the video from the other day.
I want to go back to that Monday Night Football game, the tale of two halves, right? McCarthy and the Vikings cannot move the ball. McCarthy throws a pick six, and
Great first
going
game.
into the fourth quarter,
How much did they put up there in the fourth
if
quarter?
my math is right, it was, let's see here, 17-6, right? Let's look at the box score
I think I
GameCast.
saw where like McCarthy had a game that like no one has had besides like three Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Yeah, the end of the third quarter, because the Vikings scored with 12-13 in the fourth, 17-6 Chicago. Again, Reichard, before the half hits that 59-yard field goal. Boom. Reichard hits a 31-yard field goal. That's it. 74-yard. How about this? You start the second half, all right? And Deshaun Wright with 12:51 to go in the third quarter, who is a former Viking. Apparently, he was on the Vikings practice squad with a 74-yard pick six to the house.
Wow.
Chicago 17, Minnesota 6, and Soldier Field was rocking. Now, I have to be careful because I will show my bias here because I'm a huge J.J. McCarthy fan. Michigander through and through. I love J.J. as much as you dislike Nico.
That's pretty strong.
But, look at this. Fourth quarter, JJ's 13-yard pass from JJ McCarthy. Oh, JJ to JJ. See what I did there? Took you a minute. Aaron Jones, 27-yard pass from JJ. And then 2-point conversion. JJ McCarthy with, everything on the line, 14-yard rush. And then a garbage time touchdown, if you will, with 2 minutes to go, 1-yard pass from Caleb Williams to Rome. I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name.
Roman Dunze.
Dunze. That's what I was going to say. How'd you know that?
I followed the Bears a little bit last year with Rome and Caleb.
But yeah, I think JJ. Again, I'm not trying to look. I'm a JJ fan, but I'm also level-headed. But they're saying he did something that I think only was it Steve Young had done.
Yeah, something like Steve Young, and I can't remember the two other quarterbacks' names, but like it was something that those three quarterbacks who are all in the NFL, JJ McCarthy is the fourth guy to do that.
And JJ, I was reading a deal where he's only lost like 3 games since high school.
Since like his junior or sophomore year in high school.
3 games. The dude
He
is
only
not
lost one in college, being the starter for Michigan. That one was TCU.
for Michigan. Yeah, and that would have put if they'd have won that game, they'd have potentially had back-to-back championships. Thank you for going there. I appreciate that.
I don't know if they would have been Georgia that year though.
Probably
Georgia
not.
was
Probably not. Probably not. I
Georgia.
think Georgia that year broke TCU because they've not been
the
same.
final score was like 62-3.
TCU's not been the same ever since.
They have not.
But yeah, I think that's awesome. I think the Bears are going to struggle this year mightily. I will say I'm not a Caleb Williams fan, but he looked pretty good.
It's not
Definitely
easy to be
improved.
second year quarterback too in the
It's
UCF
not with a
in
brand
the
new head
NFC North.
coach. With a brand new head coach, granted that coach has coaching, expertise. Sorry, you just got a Tigers score. They've won the first two games, so they won the series.
9-2.
I think the previous two games they've scored like 30 runs.
Oh,
Forgive us, like we said, it's after 10, so you get what you get.
we're trying.
We're trying really hard. So yeah, I think the Bears are just they're going to struggle, but I think Williams is improved. I think he made a lot better decisions as far as running, run passing, getting down, sliding, things like that. And the Vikings, we know the Vikings are going to be good. JJ McCarthy was basically handled the keys to a Corvette. All kinds of weapons, great defense, great tradition there. So all in all, pretty good game. Vikings come from behind and win 27-24 on Monday Night Football.
And right now on Thursday night, the Packers are beating the Commanders. Both of the Packers touchdowns is a 57-yard reception, and then a Josh Jacobs touchdown run.
Yeah, how about the start to the Packers schedule? Granted, 2 home games, but the Lions roll in there, and then right behind them the Commanders. They're probably wondering what did they do to Roger Goodell
Yikes!
and the scheduling gods.
Listen to this comparison in yardage between between both of these teams right now. Jordan Love right now is 16 for 22.
I'm totally drinking a Sunny Delight.
Jordan Love is 16 for 22, a touchdown, 265 yards. Jane Daniels is 11 for 18 with 61 yards.
Is that good?
It's not good. And then for rushing, Josh Jacobs has 51 yards, and then I don't know if I can say this name. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt is right now leading the Commanders in rushing with 17. Terry McLaurin has 18 yards, and then Kraft on the Packers has 108 receiving yards. So it's
and Green Bay
good.
is about to score again. They're driving the ball.
Looks like they're on like their 8-yard line.
Jacobs
right
just
now.
ran the ball up the middle to the Washington 7 for a 6-yard gain. The tackle was made by Michigan's own Mikey Sanderstill. Michigan. Did I mention I'm a Michigan fan? So I guess first off, today is September 11th, so we remember what this day. You don't because you weren't there, but this day 24 years ago. So thoughts, love, and prayers with all those who are still deeply impacted by that day. So, and then also with everything that happened with Charlie Kirk. Not to make this political, but thoughts and prayers with our country at large. What do you say, Jer? And thank God for that sports can take us not away from things like this, but they can be kind of an escape for a little while. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, thoughts and prayers. Been a tough couple of days for us in the good old US of A. So starting week 2 on September the 11th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope it's okay. I went there. I just looked at that date, and we needed to mention those couple of things.
Yeah.
Don't pretend like they're not happening. And again, thank God for escapes for a little while to get like sports and things like that, just to remind us that life is important and life is to be cherished. So, what else, Jer? NFL? I know we're any intriguing matchups that you see this week, and then we can transition to what do you wanted to talk about next. So, I'll give you the matchups. Jaguars, Bengals. These are the early kicks. Giants, Cowboys. Bears at Lions. Rams at Titans. Patriots at Dolphins. Niners at Saints. Bills at Jets.
I think the Patriots Dolphins one might give us a bit more of an understanding of the AFC East. Of course, you got the Bills, and then the three sons in Haley Steinfeld's words battling it out. Ravens should win by 15 if they're still not choking. Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl rematch.
Intriguing, right?
That should be fun.
If the Chiefs lose that game, they'll obviously be 0-2.
I think you're gonna watch Sunday Night Football this week. Falcons Vikings, Nick's McCarthy battle for the first time since
Does that
the national
about to say, does
championship.
that matchup sound familiar?
Then Buccaneers Texans on Monday night and Chargers Raiders as well on Monday night.
I don't know how I feel about two Monday night games.
I don't know.
I don't know how
That
I
seems
feel
like
about
a
it.
lot.
Let us know in the thought comments what you think about it.
10
Especially
p.m.
exactly, especially on the East, man. It's 10 o'clock. We're going to bed. We're going to bed.
And there's probably not much Raiders and Chargers fans in the East.
Probably not. Again, one of those teams is going to be 2-0. So we'll see we'll see the disparity. You know, how far the Raiders behind the Chargers?
I see that one being the same thing as the Bills, not the Bills, the what was Patriots Dolphins one.
Yeah.
I see that being the same. It will give us a more completed look of that division. Golly, take us a look.
You know what's interesting about this Chargers Raiders game? The spread is only 3.5. So let's say that game's played within a field goal or a touchdown. I think it's going to be close.
It's gonna be a fun one.
Uh,
I think that's it.
so moving on to college football. You
Yep.
good?
Have we talked? Did we talk about the? No, we haven't even talked about college football. My bad.
No, we did not get there
New
because
rankings.
somebody had to get off the call.
Nerd.
Sorry. So again, the few things that I have for college football this week. The first thing is, I believe it's this weekend next that Sherrone Moore is suspended. If
Yep.
that's correct. So
Didn't
Michigan
he get suspended, and Michigan also had to pay a fine for the sign stealing and Connor Stallions thing?
Yes, a big hefty fine. So he's out. Coach Moore's out this week and next. This week, Central Michigan comes calling from Mount Pleasant, right in the middle of the mitten. And I don't know anything about this interim coach, Biff Poggi. I know there's a.
I like his outfit.
But I know there's an interesting photo of him going around on social media and internet at large where he's wearing like a cut-off T-shirt, has a tattoo. It looks like a tattoo or something written on his left hand. A watch on each hand. It looks like weird. A Charlotte visor. Looks like he just rolled out of bed.
I think he got fired from Charlotte and now works as like an assistant coach or something for Michigan.
Yeah. He was Charlotte's head coach the past 2 years, and now is going to be Michigan's interim coach the next 2 years. What a jump. Right. What a jump.
Charlotte's in what? The Conference USA or something like
I
that?
couldn't even tell you. So, yeah, Coach Moore beginning his 2-game suspension this Saturday as a part. This is actually a school-imposed punishment from his role in the 2023 sign-stealing saga. So, he and school administrators said it'd just be better off if he played, or if they played in his absence.
Oh, this is a quick little side note, but I saw a post from On3 the other day. Apparently, a Michigan super booster is now the richest person in the world. Can't remember his name, but
3 letters for you, NIL.
mm-hmm.
So Biff is Michigan's interim head coach. He's not a coordinator, not a position coach. In his first season as Moore's associate head coach, so that's part of the reason that he chose him as his temporary replacement. So I don't know anything about this dude. So if you do, great on you. He's 65 years old. Last name pronounced Poggi. So from Baltimore, played college with Marino. Apparently he had 2 stints at Michigan as an analyst in 2016. And apparently as Jim Harbaugh's associate head coach in 2021-22. There it is. There's the connection. Endorsements from Harbaugh, Nick Saban, and other high-profile coaches helped him land the head coaching job at Charlotte, where he spent the last 2 years. People person, could change the culture for the better. Many inside Schembechler Hall, so that's exactly what he did during his first stint at Michigan when the Wolverines began their run of 3 straight Big Ten championships, playoff appearances during his tenure. The year after he left, they won the Natty and have beaten Ohio State 4 years in a row. That is from mlive.com. We don't want to commit plagiarism here, but that is from mlive.com. So, Jared, do you have Michigan's schedule up for the next 2 weeks?
Let me pull it up here. I was looking at the rankings.
Oh, look at them rankings.
They play Central Michigan, and then they go to Nebraska, and then Moore will be back against Wisconsin at the Big House.
Nebraska could be interesting. Just road game. Matt Rule, was it his third
That
year?
might be a tough one.
That could be interesting. Could be I don't think you have anything to worry about this week. It's at home. It's Central Michigan. All due respect to Central Michigan. But yeah, that's the story for the Maize and Blue. Jerry, anything you want to add to that before we go to the next story or our producer sheet here?
I think we're all good with Michigan.
All right. I'm going to go back to the scores from last week. There were some beatdowns last week, but we kind of expected that. How would you like to be Grambling? You roll into the shoe to play The Ohio State University. Ohio State's let's go back to their last few games. Michigan, Tennessee, Oregon, Texas, Notre Dame, Texas again,
and Grambling.
And then Grambling. 70-0.
Relief.
Yeah, 70-0. Again, Penn State wins 34-0. LSU.
Shout out Austin P for getting a touchdown.
Hey, Austin P, man, the Governors. Their
two field goals.
Their chant literally is "Let's go P." I'm not kidding you. Jeremiah did a basketball camp at Austin P. Louisiana Tech.
Miami.
They scored. Miami dominated. Oklahoma State.
Oregon's a crazy good team.
They are. Yeah. Texas.
Oregon's probably the best built football team out there right now
that nobody's talking about. I don't hear anybody talking about Oregon. And they should.
They're looking scary.
They should be.
Especially in the near future. Have you seen how many good sophomores and freshmen they have on that team?
Yeah, they're always so fast.
Oregon's going to be a dangerous team.
Always so fast. And so I love their uniforms.
One dude's saying that this year's Oregon team is better than that team from last year with Dylan Gabriel and Tez Johnson and all that.
Troy, Clemson. Let me tell you this. At halftime,
Troy was beating them
16-3 at the half. Old Troy, and then Clemson scores 17 in the third quarter, 7 in the fourth, and shut out Troy. Dabo was a little nervous, wasn't he, going to halftime? Just a little bit.
That temperature is probably getting cranked anyways.
It is. We'll see what again. We've talked about this before. The ACC is much improved.
Now is Dabo the same coach that Clemson won the national championship with Trevor Lawrence and all that?
Yeah, he's been there a while. He's fairly tenured. But again, the ACC's better. Miami's better. Clemson's better. Florida State's a lot better. Georgia Tech is always going to be Georgia Tech. With that triple threat offense. So
Georgia Tech's the best 30 seed in history.
Yeah. Illinois took care of Duke. Here we go. Upset, if you want to call it that. SEC,
Thank you,
Mississippi State.
USF, as a Tennessee fan. Yeah. Thank you for being Florida.
But also another upset, Mississippi State beating Arizona State 24-20. And then, like you just said, South Florida in the swamp.
You want to know what's crazy, too, on the Arizona State one? Arizona State, they practiced the whole week with cowbells at practice, and they still lost.
Those are obnoxious, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
But, yeah, South Florida, again, you beat a ranked Boise.
They climbed the ranks more. I was checking the ranks earlier, and they're now, top 20, I believe.
Yeah, and then you roll into the swamp, which is not easy to do, and beat Florida. I'm not a Florida fan, not even close.
Yeah, I know.
Again, Florida kind of always seems overhyped.
Well, I saw a video not long after that game ended. Florida fans are chanting for Billy Napier's firing, and then on Alabama, they asked one lady what she would do if she won the lottery, and she said she would spend the first $70 million on getting DeBoer out of there.
His seat's hot.
Both of their seats are very hot.
Look at this schedule, okay? They're at LSU. This is their next 4 or 5 weeks. At LSU, at Miami.
Oh my gosh.
Versus Texas, at A&M, home Mississippi State, but then Georgia rolls in there for the border war.
Oh my gosh.
At Kentucky, but their last 3, at Ole Miss, home versus Tennessee, home versus Florida State. What in the world? This loss. If they don't get to bowl eligibility, and this game right here would have been the 6th, or helped them get in a better bowl, this could hurt more than they realize on down the road.
We're gonna see what you get out of sophomore DJ Lagway.
Yeah, man, upset. All again, Oklahoma and Michigan. I just got to say it. All credit in the world. I did not get to watch the whole game, but all credit in the world to Oklahoma. Oklahoma's quarterback ran all over us. I'm talking ran all over us, and we didn't seem to have an answer for him.
Payne still had 125 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, they played okay. Michigan fans are the worst. Do not panic. Do not panic. Bryce, 9 for 24, 142 yards, no picks, no interceptions.
What about Iowa State
QBR
as well?
Yeah, John Mater, 74 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Yeah. So, again, great opportunity for Underwood. Good test to see where they are. Oklahoma, they may be better than I thought. What do you think?
Yeah, and that game was also in Norman.
It was in Norman.
And you're probably not going to like me, but I think Michigan starting the year at 14 was a bit too high.
Most likely.
Honestly.
I'll agree with that. I don't like it. I'll agree with it.
But that's just my opinion on it. I know. And, of course, you got a freshman quarterback. It's going to be growing pains and growing errors as well. And, of course, when you go to Norman, that's a tough place to play.
How about our boy Haynes, though? 19 carries, 125 yards, 1 touch. Again, you lose by 9 in Norman. Second game of the year. Yeah, Jer, you mentioned it earlier. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Iowa State's 3-0 already. I forget they played in Dublin. Squeaked out a field goal victory over Iowa. Rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Baylor.
Battle over cornfields.
2 overtimes. Baylor over 17th ranked SMU. A&M takes care of business. How about Ole Miss? Only by 7.
They lost that game last year.
Only by 7 over Kentucky. Kentucky's pesky. You know, I don't say they're going to do anything great this year. Their schedule is brutal, but they're just pesky. UL Monroe, God help them. Hey,
no Ryan Williams either in that game.
73-0. They scored 21 points in the first, second, and fourth quarter.
Then the Vols.
Didn't they set a points record?
Yep, broke program record of 72 points in a single game and got moved up the rankings. Thank God. Joey Aguilar is better than Nico Amaliava. I'm so glad we won that trade.
He threw for a mile. Indiana, when are they going to play somebody? I cannot stand it with Indiana. They at home, they've not played on the road. They don't play on the road. They have 4 straight road games.
Oh my gosh, they go to the Loud House though at Oregon.
They do. That they're gonna get beaten like a drum in that game.
That game's gonna be rough.
Again, Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, Illinois. That's gonna be interesting. Then,
Iowa will be interesting too.
Iowa will be very interesting. But then
Michigan,
2, 3, 4 weeks from now,
hopefully they beat UCLA.
They don't play Michigan. I don't see Ohio State.
Toughest opponent.
But they do play Oregon and they do play Penn State.
Penn State and Oregon are right there. I'm seeing maybe 2 to 3 losses on here.
At least they're going to get beaten like a drum here when they play Oregon, and they go at Oregon at Penn State. So I will never be sold on Indiana, and it's proven they won't play certain teams. They've changed their schedule. They paid money to change their schedule. So yeah, obviously can tell I'm not an Indiana fan. Play somebody. Let's see who you are. Texas Tech beating Kent State, and Utah big over Cal Poly.
All right, ready to go to the rank. Okay. Biggest mover appears to be Tennessee. They moved up 7 spots from the 22nd rank to the 15th rank. Biggest downgrade was Michigan. They dropped 8 spots down to the 23rd. And you remember how in the last episode we said Auburn and Missouri will be ranked?
Yes.
They are now ranked.
Hey, look at us. Look at us. Look at us.
And then
you heard it here first.
And then USF is now up to 18th after back-to-back ranked wins. Utah moved up 5 spots. Texas Tech up 3. Oregon went up 2 spots from 6 to 4, knocking Georgia back down to 6 as well. Florida State's up to 10th, and they knocked South Carolina down to 11th. And then over here in the coaches poll, They have BYU still on there. They dropped Arizona State down to 24th. Meanwhile, in the media's poll, Arizona State is unranked. They have Alabama at 18th. Media's Alabama at 19th. Um, I'm seeing Oklahoma here at 16th, 13th. Okay, so the coaches don't fully agree on the Oklahoma one nor the Ole Miss one. They have Illinois up at 9, so is the media. Very identical top 10 between the coaches and the AP. Very different at the same time. Different top 4. Instead of having Oregon at 4, like the AP does, they move Georgia to 3. The coaches do, then LSU down to 4, then Oregon's right there at 5. I'm just saying Oregon's going to be a dangerous team not only this season but over the next few years.
Yep.
By the team that Dan Lanning has put together over there.
Yep.
It is a very dangerous and very fast team.
Coaches
in
like
Eugene.
Oklahoma.
They do.
And Michigan and Arizona State, Michigan and Arizona State paid the price for their loss this past week. So let's look intriguing games. You have, I don't know if anybody would talk about this, but Clemson, Georgia Tech. Very intriguing. Georgia Tech can win that game.
They can.
And it's at Bobby Dodd there in Atlanta. So Clemson on the road.
Alabama, Wisconsin.
That game, it's in Tuscaloosa. But I think Wisconsin's going to play a lot tougher than most folks realize. I think Bama gets the win. But I just think Wisconsin's got big boys on the O-line and D-line too. That's kind of what they've always done. It'll be interesting. Man, what happens if Alabama loses that game, though?
The board is gone by Sunday. And then game of the week, Knoxville, Tennessee. My Volunteers. We play the Ugly Dogs of Georgia.
Where game day is going to be.
So game day is
Georgia,
Candace Parker.
Georgia 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah, that's not true. Candace Parker is the guest picker for them. Candace Parker, as a lot of people should probably know, she's a Tennessee legend with Pat Summitt. They dominated the country in women's basketball. And I think Tennessee can win that game, actually. Yes. Joey Aguilar is not a guy to overlook.
Nope.
Hopefully we still run the three-headed monster that we have with Peyton Lewis, Deshaun Bishop, and Star Thomas. And then our receiving core with Mike Matthews and Chris Brazzell is really good. The biggest downside for Tennessee, though, is the defense. The defense is a little injured. Our number 1 and number 2 cornerbacks of Ricky Gibson and Jermod McCoy are both out for the game. So Colton Hood and our other cornerback are supposed to be our starters. That's the only thing I really see. We still got Josh Josephs there on the edge, and I think David Sanders is still questionable on the O-line. So that's the only...
Does Georgia come after that secondary?
Yeah, that's the only thing. But that's the only thing for Tennessee. I don't think David Sanders played... I know he didn't play against Syracuse. I'm not 100% sure if he didn't play against East Tennessee. I'm sure he didn't. But I think during the Syracuse game, they said he was fighting some kind of illness or something. So that's the only thing. Those 3 star players are out, which is not good.
Yeah, the whole Rocky Top effect, though, man. That's going to be a game.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a game. I hope it is at least. College football deserves that. How much better is college football when Tennessee's good?
Yeah, you know, I love it.
So much better.
Southern Florida, Miami.
Yeah.
Dude, whoever created this schedule had to hate Southern Florida and think it was going to go very differently. That's 3 ranked opponents.
Back to back.
Miami's still the favorite by 2 scores, and God bless the Ohio Bobcats.
Yeah. Florida now going to Baton Rouge, Death Valley.
No.
They're unranked according to ESPN right now. They are not ranked.
That is a bit of a hate on Florida, dude.
Sneaky little game in here. Texas A&M at Notre Dame. Notre Dame 6.5-point favorite, so they're saying that game's going to be played within a touchdown.
Vanderbilt, South Carolina.
2-0 for both those teams. How about that?
If Diego Pavia is the guy he says he is, he better beat Shane Beamer.
He better. At at Williams-Brice, though. Not an easy place to play, especially at night. That place will be rocking, probably blackout or something like that.
Oh, Lord.
So,
When South Carolina blacks out, it legit scares the mess out of me when I watch that game.
yeah, anything else? Last week, based on last week's polls, number 12, 13, 15, and 17 all lose. And number 16, or previously number 16, Iowa State escaped by only 3 points. And we talked about scares. I don't think anybody was more scared than Clemson. We talked about this earlier. But Clemson was down at the half to Troy. All due respect to Troy, but they were down at the half to Troy.
That might be it for tonight.
Come back Monday.
Monday,
What's the rundown for Monday, Jer?
I think cover the NASCAR. Basically same thing we did last week. Cover NASCAR, cover the NFL, cover college football. I know we said baseball, but baseball is honestly a very tough sport to cover at the moment. So probably baseball stuff as we get closer to playoffs.
Yeah.
Because with there being like 18 different MLB games every well, not 18, but there being like 8 to 9, maybe 10 different MLB games every few days. It's just a hard sport to cover right now.
It is. Our Detroit Tigers, 84-63 overall.
We're really Braves fans, but we're more proud to say we're
101
fans.
run differential, 5-5 in their last 10 games. Have a 99.9% chance to make the playoffs. I think their magic number's down to 10 or so. And then we are Braves fans at heart, but this year that has proved challenging, to say the least. Get rid of Snit. I have been on the Snit bandwagon forever. I have been loyal to him, and I don't know how to do it anymore.
These are the only teams worse than Atlanta right now: Pittsburgh, Washington, Colorado.
Yeah. Overall, only 5 teams are worse than the Braves: the Twins, the Pirates, the Nationals, the White Sox, and the Rockies. Guess how many games the Rockies have lost?
This is like their third straight season of 100-plus losses.
106, and there's still like 2 weeks left in the season. So, man, God bless the Rockies. Help them, Jesus. I like that the standings just say Athletics. Doesn't say Oakland, doesn't say Vegas, doesn't say Sacramento. It just says Athletics, the homeless team.
So, yeah, Detroit, Toronto, and New York Yankees are the first 3 teams and then, dude, the Dodgers, y'all are good on paper, but y'all are terrible in playing. If I spent $2 billion on my roster, I would not want to be 4th in the National League behind Milwaukee, Philly, and Chicago.
Teams that are better record than the Dodgers: Chicago Cubs, Detroit Tigers, Toronto Blue Jays, Philadelphia Phillies, and the Milwaukee Brewers. Milwaukee is good.
What do they even have? Like, is it their manager, or do they have, like, are their players just going out and giving it all? It's like
they've got it every year.
They've been like top 6 in the past like 3 years.
They're AAA teams from Nashville. Maybe that's why. We've been to the Sounds games a few times. All right, my friend. Anything else?
I think we're good.
All right.
Well, we should be back Monday. Episodes might be getting out slower. I'm having basketball start, and Dad is still doing his doctorate program. So we'll still try to get stuff out here, but we might have more later and probably tired episodes like this. And then in October, we probably won't be able to get stuff out much with schedule. We'll be gone.
Got a vacation.
And so we'll just try to keep y'all posted. Sunny Deep, not sponsored. Don't sue us or anything.
It's good.
It's good. But yeah, and then I'll probably try to get this posted tomorrow morning because it is almost 11 o'clock at night. Yes. So God bless. Take care. Never forget, and rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. And it was a wild day for sure yesterday.
Well said, brother. Thank you all.